So let's talk about Resident Evil 6. The amount of problems I have with Resi 6 sums up several things between story and character elements. Every part of me just really dislikes this game. I started playing Resident Evil games and horror games in general when I was a kid, like right around the time the Xbox 360 was released back in 2005. And I was born in 97, so I was about 8. So as someone who had not only had the chance to catch up on all the games already out, but even to have the chance to continue playing the games as they were released, can you imagine my disappointment when the games Capcom were putting out gradually got shittier and shittier after the release of Resident Evil 4? No, you can't. Because I wasn't.
Where are you going with this?
Listen, I was 15 when Resident Evil Giraffe Blowjob Edition was released, and I didn't have the brain power to think, hey, this is actually kind of bad. Instead, I was like, oh my god, you can move and shoot! This is revolutionary technology! Just look at this! But then I got the game, and I said, look at this sexy man! But then I played the game, and I said, where's Wesker? Who the fuck is this guy? Listen, I know Wesker's dead, but...
Don't come this way! No!
So it's not that unbelievable that he'd survive this. But no, instead, we got this. Like, Christ, why not just put Dante in the game instead? We get a stereotypical bad boy character with none of the Wesker charm, and to top it off, his whole campaign is just an action romance between the bad boy and the good girl. Like, who looked at this and said, yeah, that's Resident Evil. It's good enough for me. And I know I'm gonna get hate for it because people out there love him, and I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying that this part of the story perhaps would have been better in another game that isn't Resident Evil. Also, I'm saying you're wrong for enjoying it. And trust me, Jake isn't the only person I've got a mean dislike for. Helena and Piers are absolutely forgettable in comparison. Like, Leon just takes so much shit from her throughout the entire campaign.
Why can't you fill me in yet?
Because you probably wouldn't believe me.
What the hell is all this?
None of these were here 3 days ago. She's not here either.
Who are we looking for?
Wait, I remember this place. Deborah must be close.
Who? Ada, what the hell is going on here?
It's complicated.
The newer characters are mainly just stereotypes, with Helena being the mysterious woman with all the answers, and Piers being the ace rookie with a family in the military, and that's it. The game doesn't give either of them any real personality to be remembered in future games, and their inclusion just makes the main characters feel like side characters in their own game. Don't get me wrong, there are still some good one-liners out there between the new characters and the old.
Him again? Friend of yours? More like an ex-girlfriend. Guy doesn't know when to quit.
But not enough to keep me fully invested. Or the creators apparently, because every game afterwards just straight up doesn't acknowledge them, and the movies included. Don't get me wrong, Sheva wasn't anything to be remembered, but the gameplay of Resi 5 was so fun, so consistent, and in times tense. The campaign could last days to weeks if you were new and didn't know what you were doing. Sheva, for as bad as her AI was someone you learned to depend on if you didn't have a friend to take control. Even her voice clips are something any fan can easily recognize at any time.
I can't right now. Forget
Serious.
it.
Wait.
I need ammo.
I need a help.
I need a grenade.
Use this.
Take this.
Chris,
hurry up.
help me.
I need your help.
I need
Come on. Come on.
help.
Come on. Come on.
The difference in gameplay is so severe that I'd rather pick up and play Resident Evil 5 over Resident Evil 6 any day of the week. The reason I even bring up Sheva is because, well, not killed per se, but they pretend like she doesn't exist despite her character being within the same military unit as the BSAA, or as I like to say it, the BSA. Like hell, Chris mentions that he kills Wesker to Jake, but says,
But I'm the one that killed him.
like he could have said, me and my partner killed him. At the very least, you know, a nod or even a slight mention to the fact that she existed would have felt appreciated as a fan of the last game. For what it was, gameplay-wise, Resi 6 did a lot of things pretty good. It modernized its controls to appeal to new players, created a smooth as butter UI, added fun melee combat to be performed whenever the player should desire, and gave us several different campaigns to choose from with several different playstyles. But all of this is the exact opposite of what Resident Evil is supposed to be at its core. And that's what takes away from the experience. The experience that I expect to get out of my horror game. For example, we know that Leon can throw knives at 50 miles an hour, run and backflip off of walls, sit on a throne like a king, but the game isn't centralized around these skills. We know Chris can punch boulders off of volcanoes, but we don't see him going around punching the Magini's hearts out like in Doom. But Resident Evil 6 said, fuck you guys and fuck this guy too. Remember to stay hydrated. Phosphor out.